Right now at Houston, a stormy morning there. Flash flood warnings just off to the northwest. Also, a striking sight. Lightning bolts cutting through volcanic ash with communities under a cloud and a layer of dust and ash. Let's go right on to Storm Tracker Jim Cantore with a look at the severe threat. And Jim, this is coming when there are some areas that are worrying about their plants freezing.
Yeah, and this is amazing. We will focus in on today, certainly during this particular block. But I just want to show you right now what we've got going on all the way from Ohio down into parts of Tennessee, where you can see these frost and freeze advisories. A lot of these will be lifted here during this hour or so. Temperatures are warming up, obviously, into the 40s. But look at what's tomorrow. I mean, look at what's going to be we're dealing with tomorrow. We're talking about severe potential. And in some cases, some of the highest Torcon values that we have so far from parts of Kentucky all the way down to northern Alabama. So 5s and 6s. That's how quick the atmosphere can change, especially this time of the year. All right, let's talk about what we've got going on today. First of all, today's Torcon values and the times that we think those values will come to fruition right here. So there's Wichita, 4 to 8. Mike's up in Wichita. He will definitely be dealing with some storms across central and eastern Kansas. Tulsa, Oklahoma is at 5. That's 11 to 7 p.m. And Dallas also 2 to 8. Dallas right now looks really interesting. I'm going to put an asterisk by there because there is high bust potential in Dallas. But here's the deal. Let me worry about the bust. You worry about being safe for the tornado. All right? Because that could happen this afternoon. Even though it's raining all day and it's more than likely going to be cloudy, I'll tell you that's why we busted tomorrow, if in fact that's the case. But right now, if we don't bust, we have a high Torcon of 6. 6 out of 10 chance within 50 miles of a tornado. So here we go. Here are all the parameters that we have today for our setup for severe. Warm, moist air, warm front, dry line, upper air jet stream, low pressure system, bring all the air together, obviously, across parts of the I-35 corridor, causing the air to rotate with height, causing, again, the parameters with the dry air from the west to produce a large hail is also going to be a threat. But where are we going to have the best chance for rotating thunderstorms today? Let's take the best available energy, all right, our instability, our warm, moist air, our fuel, and overlay that with the strongest wind shear. In other words, what is going to be the change of wind direction from 0 to 20,000 feet? And where those two cross over, we have a chance today for rotating thunderstorms. Now, within that area, we have a chance for tornadoes, and those are for with other parameters, which we were just telling you about, and we will get into. Moisture is one thing we will continue to watch. As I mentioned, that's that yellow area. This is just the surface instability. I was showing you the mixed layer instability, so it's a little bit deeper layer, but you get the point. Warm, moist air comes north, like we're going to see here with these mid-60-degree dew points, and then you can clearly see where the dry line is going to be a player this afternoon, busting across Oklahoma and Kansas as well, even at 10 o'clock tonight. So everybody ahead of that dry line is going to be in that warm sector and certainly that warm, unstable air. A lot of cloud canopy today. All right, and certainly one of the reasons why we are looking at this as a potential for bust. But again, let me worry about that, and let me come back to you tomorrow morning and say, hey, that cloud cover actually helped us a little bit. It may not. It may not. So focus on the tornado potential. This morning, some heavy rain coming up across parts of Texas. We've had power outages this morning in San Antonio. Why? Look at the tremendous amount of lightning getting through here, Chris. That is all heading over toward Huntsville. Even Dallas seeing a round and round of rain, especially up along the Red River. We need the rain, but will this be enough today to limit our severe potential? Maybe, but maybe not. And that's what I want you to focus in on at home.
And then, Jim, tomorrow we're focusing on
everything shifts to the east, which I actually
east.
would say I have a higher confidence in tomorrow because I think there'll be more sunshine.
So areas that aren't seeing it today have a chance of seeing it tomorrow.
Absolutely.
When you go east of Texas and east of Kansas, tornadoes possible in cities that include Atlanta. Also farther to the north up into Louisville, Kentucky. But here's a look at Atlanta. Torcon of a 4 tomorrow for you, and it looks like that main threat is going to be from the afternoon through the evening hours, even after dark. Also at Nashville, you have an even higher Torcon, a 6 for tomorrow. Remember, this is a 6 out of 10, so within a 50-mile radius of Nashville, there's a 60% chance of a tornado. Also, even if there is not a tornado, damaging winds and hail threat. Active couple of days. In fact, this could last into the weekend, but it's starting right now in the plains. And today's focus is on the plains from Texas to southern Nebraska. Meteorologist Mike Bettis is live in Wichita, Kansas. And Mike, there, the city under a Torcon of 6, as we know. Good morning, Mike.
Yeah, good morning to you, Chris. That means about a 60% chance of tornadoes here in eastern Oklahoma. And this day kind of reminds me, going back to what Jim Cantore was talking about, this day with cloudy skies, a little bit of fog, a little bit of drizzle, it takes me back to a day in May of 2010 where it looked just like this and it felt just like this in central Oklahoma. And I thought to myself, the area is going to be way too stable. Nothing is going to happen today. It was May 10th, 2010. And next thing you know, we had a huge tornado outbreak. We had multiple injuries and fatalities. Don't let this, if you're watching the weather very closely and analyzing like we are, don't let this lull you in that false sense of security that it won't happen because we've stabilized the atmosphere somewhat this morning. It definitely could. I think the other things are overcoming what we may have this morning. But if you're driving today, maybe along the Kansas Turnpike, Wichita to Kansas City, a ripe area for storms today, keep in mind that Kansas Turnpike has storm shelters at the toll plazas available to the workers and to travelers, so use that to your advantage if you happen to be traveling today. But I'd recommend not traveling in eastern Oklahoma after about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Be in a safe place, monitor the weather, and be ready to react to it. As far as what we're anticipating in Wichita, 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon, storms get kicking here. Temperatures should warm into the upper 70s, low 80s. The storm threat lasts for several hours, could go after dark, by the way. And then for those of us that live in Missouri, heads up, it becomes an overnight threat for you. So, Chris, a lot of things to consider today. But again, just be aware of the weather. Watch us here at the Weather Channel. Use our app. It'll alert you for tornado warnings that are issued in your area. Just have weather first and foremost in your mind. Our real first bout of this in Kansas so far this year.
Meteorologist Mike Bettis, thank you very much. Now let's go to Jen Delgado breaking down some of the specific timing and threats. Jen.
Yeah, the torcons are going to be so crucial for today and tomorrow, and really as we go through the weekend. We started off right now looking for Wichita, Kansas. The best timing for you, or I should say the worst time for storms, between noon and 8 o'clock. Isolated tornadoes out there, but it's not just going to be the tornadoes. Of course, we're also going to be looking at the damaging winds as well as the hail out there. As we look ahead, we show you those storms really start to arrive 2 o'clock. Very typical as we see that going through the overnight hours. That's why you need to make sure you have that weather radio on and with batteries. As we look at Tulsa, Oklahoma, you have a torcon of 5 today, and the peak timing is going to be between 4 and 10 o'clock, right when you're driving home. Heads up for you. Isolated tornado, hail, as well as the damaging wind threat. And then for Tulsa, your storms really start to fire up at 1 o'clock, and then you start to lose some of that energy as we head until about 9 p.m. Over to you, Chris.
Jen, more than 10 million people in the crosshairs for severe weather today. In fact, already San Antonio, Texas, one spot socked in this morning with a lot of rain, 2 inches in a matter of hours. A live update coming up.
TruGreen presents the Yardleys.
Sorry.
Spring is on. Start your TruGreen lawn plan today. TruGreen. Live life outside.
Hey neighbor, this weekend only at your neighborhood Ace, buy 1 bag of Scott's Weed and Feed and get Scott's Lawn Food for free. That's a $15.99 value, because getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. Ach verdammt! I said it 3 times and it's still not true.
Performance is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. And then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, mostly cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 84. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sundays.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, Sundays at 9, only on the Weather Channel. Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Gone fishing. It's a sign that means we've locked up and headed off to do something we love. Luckily, there's an entire state dedicated to those little signs, with 19 million acres of woods. Gone biking, gone golfing, and the world's longest freshwater coastline. Gone rock skipping, gone sailing, gone wandering. Meet you on the playgrounds of Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
On AMHQ, keeping an eye on San Antonio, Jim. 2.37 inches since 3 o'clock this morning. That's a lot of rain coming down. Flash flood warning in effect now until 9:45 local time. Thousands, in fact, we understand 21,000 without power right now. So storms are rolling right now at this early hour. Let's go to Jason Runyon from the National Weather Service in San Antonio. Good morning to you, Jason.
Good morning.
Can you give us an update on what is happening right now? What's the latest on the situation?
Well, we saw a complex of storms move through the San Antonio metro area between 4 and 6 a.m. this morning. We've seen rainfall totals of 1 to 3 inches over the city, 2.37 inches, as you mentioned, at the San Antonio International Airport, which is actually closing in on a record for the state. Fortunately, there has been no major flooding that has occurred in the San Antonio metro area. There's been some isolated road closures, but no major flooding. The rainfall has moved out of the city, and we aren't expecting any additional rainfall for the rest of the morning or early afternoon, with the next chance coming this evening after 5 p.m.
Yeah, Jason, a tremendous amount of electrical with that little MCS this morning. That's probably what contributed to the power outages, don't you think?
Right. There was a tremendous amount of cloud-to-ground lightning that was occurring that, as you mentioned, has contributed to the power outages that we've seen throughout the San Antonio area.
How has this pattern been this spring for your area compared to the last 2 springs? I'm looking. I always keep an eye on Lake Travis, and it looks like it's, certainly we're adding water to this watershed, aren't we?
Well, the pattern this spring has been wet generally across south central Texas, as you would expect with a weak El Nino pattern. Yep. Unfortunately, most of the heavier rainfall has fell east of the watersheds. We have had some beneficial rain in the watershed area, but most of the heavier stuff has actually fell east of the watershed areas.
Jason, what's the message you want to get out about the current threat?
Well, the current threat in the San Antonio area, things are improving. We urge residents, though, that are traveling around the city just to be vigilant and alert for any low water crossings that may still be in flood. As you know, Fiesta events are ongoing in the San Antonio area today with the Battle of Flowers parade, a big parade in the San Antonio area today. Conditions should be good for that, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the 80s, and no real threat of storms until, again, later this evening after 5 p.m.
All right, Jason Runyon with the National Weather Service,
Jason.
San Antonio. We really appreciate your time and taking the time to speak with us this morning.
It's kind of wild how it just comes through in the morning, floods, power outages, which I'm sure will come back online. But again, this afternoon we have a chance, as he mentioned.
And here it is. And this is a big threat that actually goes all the way down into southern Texas to the Mexico border and all the way up to the north into parts of Nebraska. That's where the strongest storms will be. But anywhere there's orange on this map, there's a threat for thunderstorms, which includes lightning.
And it includes tornadoes as well. An above average tornado day, we think, Chris, potentially from Dallas up through eastern Oklahoma, east central Kansas as well. And it looks like now the Weather Service, the Storm Prediction Center, I should say, has also added in northern Louisiana and Arkansas. They kind of enhance that whole area where that warm front is, east of Dallas, an enhanced outlook for thunderstorms today.
And also New Orleans with Jazz Fest going on this weekend. So a big weekend, a lot of people are going to be outdoors. Let's go to Jen right now with a closer look at that forecast for the southeast.
Yeah, and you know what? So many people are going to be out there as well, thousands of people, because this is an outdoor act, and the threat for severe weather is going to be real out there. As we're showing you the radar over towards parts of Texas, we're still looking at the rain and the thunder thunderstorms there. But over towards the east, things actually are going to be fairly nice out there. We're going to squeeze out more sunshine, Atlanta as well as Carolinas. But the problem is we'll start to see those storms firing up. And yes, as you just heard, some of those becoming severe. This is 5 o'clock. Notice we'll see that for Memphis and for parts of Louisiana. So heads up for you if you're going to be out through the weekend for that jazz festival. Now with the sunshine around. But then the problem is we'll see that working through that severe weather threat is going to be in effect. What we have is that trough that's coming through. We'll get that lift, the instability, all that moisture working through. Here's the proof of the moisture right now on the radar moving through parts of Texas. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Zantac heartburn alert. Stop. Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Good job. Still running in the morning?
Yeah.
Getting your vegetables every day?
When I can.
Could have had a V8, original, or one of our new veggie blends. All 60 calories or less.
And just like that, the snow is gone. And off you go. And every frozen second spent willing this day to come is just a warm, fading memory.
Thank you for being a sailor and my daddy. Thank you, Mom, for protecting my future.
Thank you for being my hero and my dad.
Military families are thankful for many things. The legacy of USAA Auto Insurance could be one of them. Our world-class service earned USAA the top spot in a study of the most recommended large companies in America. If you're current or former military or their family, see if you're eligible to get an auto insurance quote.
I have a video I want you to watch, and no matter what, I need you to stay focused. Don't take your eyes off the screen.
It's hard to stay focused. Text message alerts from Chevy let you send a text response at the touch of a button so you can focus on driving.
This will make it a little easier to keep my eye on the road.
It's amazing.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere, and then it was silent.
Tornado Alley premieres Monday at 9 on the Weather Channel. Brought to you by Champion Windows, Sunrooms, and Home Exteriors. Every home needs a champion.
They've got your numbers, history, and for a few, a jersey. The 2015 NFL Draft, with access only NFL Network can get. On the clock to Chicago. The 2015 NFL Draft, starting April 30th on NFL Network.
Brought to you by your South Florida BMW centers, providing legendary performance, exceptional offers, and no-cost maintenance. Visit BMWSFL.com for more details. At BMW, we only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
Skin's ability to retain moisture weakens with age. New Gold Bond Strength and Resilience has skin-plumping moisturizers and proteins from the Resurrection Plant to bring skin back to life. 84% saw an improvement in skin texture in 5 days. Gold Bond Strength and Resilience.
When you're diabetic, one of the important things about keeping yourself healthy is keeping your skin hydrated.
Gold Bond Diabetics Dry Skin Relief. 9 out of 10 saw noticeable improvement in just 1 hour. Dry skin is under control.
Gold Bond really works.
Sundays. One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers. Sundays at 9. Only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy, high 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Right now on AMHQ, we have some spectacular images we want to show you. And Jim, we know that our weather's caused by the sunshine. The sunshine drives our weather, but not always. Sometimes Mother Earth can create its own weather. When Mother Earth explodes, you get scenes like this, and you can end up with volcanic lightning. How about this scene? It looks like it could be on another planet. But this is South America, in Chile, spewing tons of ash into the air.
That is pretty incredible.
Isn't that intense with lightning?
It's just
with
constant
all that
charges.
Ash.
It's the ash. It's the ash, you know, creating the electrical charge and discharge like static electricity, just constant static electricity.
Whereas in thunderstorms, hail can do that.
Hail can do that.
Right.
You know, ice crystals.
Ice crystals.
You can see it in snow, absolutely. So it is incredible to be able to see that low because there's so much ash that low. Typically, you have to go above 20,000 feet.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's happening at the surface.
This is happening,
in the mountains,
in the lower 1,000 feet.
Right. Pretty amazing sight right there. And we do have some amazing weather that's potentially setting up, and not amazing in the kind that, in the sense that, you know, it's beautiful to look at, like this volcano is beautiful to look at. As meteorologists, we like to see, you know, these big storms. However, there is a real threat that we are tracking here.
There is a real
dangerous day, potentially.
I was just looking, actually, at the new Storm Prediction Center outlook, and, you know, they update their outlooks for enhanced, severe, and moderate, and things like that. We still have enhanced across parts of north central Texas and Louisiana, and also up into Kansas, but they've taken away the higher tornado probability in Kansas today, potentially because of the cloud cover in through here. But here's the deal. There's still a 5% chance, probability, I should say, in Kansas of a tornado, according to SPC. And we have torcons of 6 up and through here. Let us worry about the cloud cover in through here. The tornado potential is there, certainly just based on the parameters that we see. We will have enough instability, and we will certainly have the dynamics in the upper atmosphere. The nose of the jet just comes creaming out and through here later on this afternoon. We have a dry line. We've got a warm frontal feature as well. I mean, a lot of things come together certainly here to make Kansas a hot spot for today. So again, 5 is not 0. Tomorrow, everything is going to shift off toward the east a little bit, and one of the things I've certainly noticed from the models is that today we have a tremendous amount of high cloud canopy with that subtropical jet across Texas and Kansas. Tomorrow, that is not going to be with us. So we're going to be able to heat that ground. The difference is we're going to have to get moisture back, because this morning we had frost and freeze advisories out for Kentucky and Tennessee. So it's really about getting moisture and getting deeper moisture here as it is opposed to a cloud canopy, and reducing the instability that way. There's a lot of things. I mean, there's a big checklist for severe weather, and you got to go over that every day because each day is different. Jet stream comes curling around the four corners again on Sunday. A piece of this comes out. We kind of reload the gun. Oklahoma City, Dallas, down to Austin and San Antonio. Again, another day of severe weather. So those are the 3 days I want you to focus in on. Today, of course, Saturday, and on in towards Sunday when we circle it back in toward Texas. Let's focus a little bit on tomorrow, because there certainly is what we think is the highest tornado potential that we've seen so far this season across parts of the Tennessee Valley and the Mid-South, and it's for a multitude of reasons. Again, we will have another dry line situation tomorrow, bulging into Kentucky, Tennessee, really putting, I think, this area here under the gun for tornadoes. So we've got high torcon values in through here. You can see them. Bowling Green, this is going to be a 6. When is my biggest risk, Jim, you ask? Right there, between 12 and 6. Here's Birmingham, Alabama, between 2 and 8. We have a torcon 5. It's a 5 out of 10 chance of a tornado within 50 miles. 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., a 6 in Nashville. Now, again, it's today. as tomorrow rolls around, we may fine-tune this forecast a little bit, just like today. Forbes will come in, he'll update this from what he sees from some of the new model guidance. Here's what I think is happening today, and I haven't read anything yet, but you can see the tremendous amount of cloud canopy down through here. There's a little disturbance kind of tucked into this action, kicking off the thunderstorms in Texas this morning. The main driver, which is actually producing snow in the hills of West Texas, is pushing its way across parts of Arizona and also into New Mexico. That will be our driver today. That will light us up from I-35.
Come on, big boy, come on.
Wait. You have to take this back.
You ordered the Floral Fantasy?
But I only had this swatch. I never saw how it looked.
I think it's beautiful.
Oh.
At La-Z-Boy, you don't have to worry how the fabrics, leathers, and options will look, because you can see it before you order it.
Don't miss incredible buys on an amazing selection of furniture throughout the store.
La-Z-Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
You want me to pick just one? Yeah, right. I say if it looks tasty, order it. Because at Red Lobster's Create Your Own Seafood Trio, I can have it all. Choose 3 of 9 dishes for just $15.99. Like the creamy baked lobster Alfredo, and the sizzling brown butter shrimp scampi, and fresh soy ginger salmon topped with sweet pineapple salsa. I could go on, but there are 3 things on one plate waiting for me, and I'd rather just go, wouldn't you? But hurry, it can't last forever.
Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal you can trust, with stain and sealer in one, and easy to choose colors. Exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. Available at the Home Depot.
Are you still getting heartburn flare-ups? Time for a new routine. Try Nexium 24-Hour, the latest choice for frequent heartburn. And get Nexium Level Protection.
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Now everyone who uses catheters can get a better catheter with Liberator Medical's free catheter sample pack. These new catheters are better than ever, easier to use, more convenient, comfortable, virtually pain-free. Don't wait. Call now and get your free catheter sample pack. There's the all-new compact catheter for women, pre-lubricated, no drips, no mess, fits in your purse. The self-lubricated catheter, it lubricates itself in the package, comfortable, no mess. The closed system catheter, pre-lubricated with its own collection bag, proven to reduce UTIs. The discreet pocket catheter, curved to fit in your pocket to go anywhere. The polished eyelet catheter for micro-smooth comfort, reduces friction and pain. Call now. We'll also bill Medicare and your insurance for you. Call for your free catheter sample pack with free shipping. Call Liberator Medical.
Call 1-800-601-3450. That's 1-800-601-3450.
Weather. So we build things to harness it. This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy. Low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy. High 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sundays.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, Sundays at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to AMHQ. 29 minutes past the hour. I'm Chris Warren along with Jim Cantore and Jen Delgado.
Glad to have you here.
Fred, glad to be here.
Busy day.
Yeah, man. It is a busy day. We're watching the potential for tornadoes today. We're watching the potential for large hail, gusty winds, really along that I-35 corridor, Wichita down through Oklahoma City into Dallas as well.
Well, real quick, let's just try to put this into perspective for people. I mean, there's a big day today, threat for tornadoes.
Right.
And then again, tomorrow
Amps up
in
tomorrow,
some other areas.
Right.
But also next week could be active, even the end of the weekend.
Well, I mean, think about it. We're getting into the peak of the tornado season. You know, we really ramp up in April. May is the biggest month for tornadoes on average per month, and, you know, early June as well. So we're
cranking it.
We're
right there.
And we're getting it this morning.
Yeah, we're getting it this morning, and we're looking at heavy rain out there as well. We've seen some of that rain coming down across parts of San Antonio. They picked up 2.37 inches, shy of the record, but this heavy rainfall now making its way for other parts of Texas and potentially as we go through parts of the southeast.
College Station.
Yeah, and with people without power, likely because of the lightnings we were talking about earlier, Jim, was we look at what the radar looked like over the past 5 hours. You can see some of that heavy rain that did move through. So there's San Antonio, kind of like looks like a bullseye right there. We're also getting word of airport delays up to about 45 minutes in Dallas because of some storms in the area as well. So that threat of severe weather and tornadoes is something that we're going to keep a close eye on as we are looking from here in Texas all the way up to the north into Wichita, Kansas. This is where meteorologist Mike Bettis is reporting live from this morning. We're going to hear from him in just a minute. However, with that threat right now, we want to get right to that with Storm Tracker Jim Cantore. Nice scene here, Jim.
I was going to say, is that Kansas?
Right, looks like Japan, like some koi
Looks like
fish
Mike's
there.
about ready to go in for a massage here after the shot this morning before he goes chasing. That looks fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, on a serious note, though, we have some pretty high torcon values here today. 6 for Wichita, Tulsa's 5, Dallas is 6. So this is 5 or 6, again, out of 10 chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a given point. Here are the best times that risk is highest. And you can see 4 to 8 for Wichita, Tulsa 11 to 7, and 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. For the Dallas area. All right, we're a little complicated today because we don't have just one southern branch of the jet stream. We actually have the subtropical, which is phasing in with this southern branch of the jet. So it, too, has its own disturbance. The one that's coming in the southern branch is going to be moving up toward Kansas. The one that's going to be moving across Dallas and Shreveport is this subtropical piece. So it's a little, you know, the pattern is very full today. But let's just take the parameters that we have. Some of the highest available energy we have here in yellow. Obviously, the deepest is down here. If we coded this by degree, you'd isoline, the highest down in here, higher here. But where are you going to be able to use that energy? In other words, with the thunderstorms today and the wind shear that's available, the change in wind direction with height, well, the highest available wind shear is going to be right over this region here, coupled with the instability. So where are we going to get rotating thunderstorms? And that is right in this region here. All of them will not produce tornadoes. That's why we have to show you the other parameters. But certainly it is in here that we find our best chance at tornadoes within the supercell parameter. So you just kind of break it down and break it down and break it down. Now, it looks like here as we watch the moisture come back, there is a pretty thin area of moisture across east central Kansas. So we don't have the deepest moisture here, but we do have, again, the nose of that southern branch system coming out will be on a favorable quadrant of that jet stream, plus the dry line will be in play as well. We will have a warm front off to the north of that. So there are plenty of ways to get rotation with storms in Kansas today, that's for sure. This high cloud canopy is certainly concerning today. It looks like it's going to be around for a while, and that may limit some of the severe weather potential, but not all. Again, all the action, Chris, is north of Houston, but we know with energy in that subtropical branch, there will be more storms again from San Antonio over to Houston today. Watch out. Tornado risk certainly highest in this part of the country that we've seen at 20 past. We'll talk about where it's going to be highest, we think, or actually 50 past a little bit further east tomorrow.
All right, Jim, thank you very much for that. And we do know that one of the active ingredients that's going to play a factor today is the instability in the atmosphere. And right now, let's go ahead and bring back meteorologist Mike Bettis to explain the instability and how it affects severe weather. And he joins us live from Wichita, Kansas. Good morning to you, Mike.
Yeah, good morning to you, Chris. Wichita looks to be potentially a big target for severe storms today, and there are 4 ingredients we look to: shear, lift, instability, and moisture for severe weather. Right now, here's how to understand instability. Instability, one of the more complex ingredients that goes into severe weather. And to understand it, we have to first understand the temperature profile of the atmosphere. And generally speaking, temperatures decrease with height. But it's the environmental lapse rate we're most interested in. And what that means is, how quickly do temperatures cool as you go up? Well, generally speaking, the more gradual that is, the more stable the atmosphere. In a stable atmosphere, we take a warm, moist parcel of air near the surface and lift it. In this instance, this parcel of air cools at the same rate or faster than the air around it, meaning no clouds form or just fair weather clouds. But now let's talk about an unstable atmosphere. Our environmental lapse rate is dramatic, meaning temperatures cool quickly with height. So let's take that same parcel of air and lift it through the atmosphere. It now cools at a much slower rate than the atmosphere around it. It continues to lift, build clouds, and even thunderstorms. But there is one catch, and it's known as the cap, a warm layer in the atmosphere that keeps our parcel of air from lifting. If we have enough surface heating and we break through that cap, then explosive thunderstorms form. And it's these thunderstorms that are most likely to form tornadoes. And what we have at present is a stable atmosphere with cloudy skies overhead and some drizzle. But this afternoon, we anticipate maybe a little bit of sunshine, instability increasing, and storms flaring up. Hope you guys can stick around, because coming up in about a half an hour, we take you through moisture, our final component of our SLIM acronym, and show you how that plays a very key role, Chris, in storms that could fire up today.
All right, meteorologist Mike Bettis, thank you very much for that. And what's not firing up in the Northeast, those temperatures. Snow in some places and unseasonably cool temperatures. Let's go to Jen with a look at that.
Yeah, that's right. We're looking at temperatures once again being rather chilly for this time of the year. How about a view of Boston, New York, as well as Philadelphia? You all sort of look pretty good. Philadelphia, you're winning out. More of those clouds over towards the west. Well, this morning, you're all starting with temperatures in the upper 30s. You're saying, where did my spring go? Your spring is out having a fling right now, and it is now bringing you any warm temperatures. In fact, we have a freeze watch out there. Look at this in place. This is going to happen tonight into tomorrow morning, so be prepared and be aware that we do have cold air in place, and it's not going anywhere, at least not for the next 24 to 48 hours. So showing you what's happening right now. Temperatures in the 30s, State College 36 degrees. Notice that you're still seeing that light snow coming through, just that pesky stuff to kind of ruin your Friday. Today we'll see high temperatures running almost 15 degrees below average. Boston 54 for you, and then New York City temperatures climbing into the 50s as well. Tomorrow morning, look at these lows out there. If you're wondering why we have Binghamton in the blue, this is because potentially you're going to be flirting with breaking a record. You're expecting your low tomorrow to be 25 degrees. The record low was 26 degrees. That was back in 1967. And then tomorrow morning, 25 degrees is what we are forecasting. Well, right now we want to turn it over to Ana Ritas Rodriguez with a look at the morning headlines.
Good morning, Jen. Good morning to you at home. We begin with new video this morning from Westfield, Indiana, where a stage collapsed during a high school performance last night. You're about to see it happen. There it is. More than a dozen teenagers were hurt. Doctors say one student who was listed in critical condition is doing really well today, and the school is open today as investigators work to figure out why the stage gave way. And take a look at this, an amazing river rescue near Fort Worth, Texas. Crews were able to reach these 2 men who were stranded in the West Fork Trinity River. The men had tried to cross the river on their ATVs, but the water was too high. Remember, turn around, don't drown. The current took them downstream, and they were able to call for help, and thankfully they were not hurt. Those are your headlines for this hour. We continue to follow the rain widespread across the Rockies.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy, high 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I got red dirt stains on my boots and jeans, callous fingers from my guitar strings, wild like the wind in the tall pine trees. I got roots and I got wings.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
25,000 mornings, give or take, is all we humans get. We spend them on treadmills, we spend them in traffic, and if we get lucky, really lucky, it dawns on us to go spend them in a world where a simple sunrise can still be magic. 25,000 mornings. Make sure some of them are pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then you need Ageless Male, with an ingredient clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels. Ageless Male is now available at these fine retailers.
You know, some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of your home, no monthly payments, and still own your home. There's got to be a catch, right, Jesse? Well, there isn't. It's like any other mortgage, only with a reverse mortgage, the loan's paid back when the last borrower leaves the home. In fact, reverse mortgages are based on a notion that President Reagan signed into law over 25 years ago in order to help seniors remain in their homes. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage with AAG that allows you to turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. And with AAG, there are never any credit score requirements.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation.
AAG can help you pay off credit card debt, eliminate monthly mortgage payments, and provide some real retirement security.
Call 1-800-661-0312 today to get your free AAG reverse mortgage information kit and bonus DVD.
In the kits, you'll receive a helpful 3-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free.
There's simply an effective way for folks just like you to get the cash you need to enjoy your retirement.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free. Call 1-800-661-0312 now.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
And welcome back. I'm live view of Seattle. Right now you can see it's sunny downtown, but it's raining at SeaTac Airport. Right now it's 46 degrees. And Tammy, our floor director, says we have not done breakfast, and we've kind of not done the honor of Sam Champion by, you know, taking people to great breakfast spots. You're from Seattle. Come on, pick out a breakfast spot that you like there.
Ooh.
Come on.
That's tough.
Your mom's house?
Definitely Mom's house. She does some fantastic fried eggs. Dad does the sausage and the hash browns. Mom does the fried eggs, sunny side up, with just the right amount of butter. She nails it. It's my dad's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday,
to Barbecue Bill.
Papa Warren. Well, you get Yeah.
Oh, we got to call him. We got to call this man.
Maybe we can Skype him.
Is he watching right now?
Can we
really
Skype him?
doubt it.
Yeah, he's still sleeping.
You hung out with my
We can
dad,
wake him up.
We're going to call him later.
Yeah, we'll call him.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in.
Why can't we Skype? We'll give him a my weather. That's what we're going to do. All right, well, let's look at the radar right now. We do know we have some rain out there. What are you giggling about over there, Jim?
Oh, you have to meet this man.
Okay,
he is a wonderful,
sounds good.
You have to meet this man. He's fantastic.
Rain working in. Of course, we're looking at some of the snow and the higher elevations. But as we go through the rest of the day, as Jim continues to giggle away, we want to show you what's happening. There's our low up there, bringing with it the rain and the snow. But then here comes our next little system right here. You're looking at it in the water vapor. That's going to come into play as we go later into the weekend and into next week. But as we show you right now, for today, here's the rain around. And then we're going to see that spreading in for areas, including parts of the Rockies. We'll have some of those showers around for Salt Lake City down towards Flagstaff. And then we look ahead through tomorrow. We're still going to be squeezing out this precip, but even tomorrow we're trying to pick up a bit more across parts of Oregon as well as into Washington down towards California, and then even some snow popping up right along the Sierras. Some of these locations picking up a foot or more. As we move that ahead, we'll kind of see some of that snow just really setting up right along the spine of the mountain, and that is Sunday, and it looks like we're not going to move it to that graphic because right now I'm sending it over to you, Chris.
A little pickle talk now.
Yeah, pickle talk.
It's pickle talk. In fact,
40,000
people are expected to flock to Mount Olive, North Carolina this weekend for the 29th annual Pickle Festival. And Julie Beck is the chairwoman of the event. And Julie, thank you very much for joining us via Skype. Along with, we understand that is Ollie Cucumber, the Mount Olive mascot. What is the festival? What is this Pickle Festival?
This is a delightful event that we are proud to have in Mount Olive, North Carolina that promotes agriculture. And we have so many pickle events. It's just like Tour to Pickle, 5K Cute Patch, Pickle Packing Production Challenge, and we even have pickle popcorn. Can you believe that?
Pickle? Now, is it pickle flavored popcorn or is it?
It is still pickle flavor at that.
Okay, now a couple questions here for you. We imagine there's going to be a lot of food, pickles, at this event. How are the fried pickles, and can you prepare pickles for breakfast?
You can eat pickles anytime, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They're always a great item to eat anytime.
Now, what's the significance with pickles? Why the love for pickles?
Well, in Mount Olive, we are home of Mount Olive Pickle Company, which is the second largest pickle producing processing folks in the United States. And so therefore we celebrate the agriculture and particularly pickles in Mount Olive. And this is why we started this Pickle Festival 29 years ago. And it's grown from 8,000 people attending to 40,000 people, which is a lot considering our town only has 4,500 people in it.
Now, what about the weather? I mean, it looks like there could be some rain for you. Is this a rain or shine event? And how do you tell people to prepare for the weather?
You know what? We've been telling people whether the sun's shining down on the cucumber vines or it's raining pickles, the event goes on.
All right, thank you very much. We certainly appreciate your time. Julie Beck there with the Pickle Festival. We hope things work out for you because we are. Bye. Ollie Cucumber. We'll see you later. And here's a look at the forecast
look at that day.
for the prep today. This is for the preparation. People are eating pickles all around up here.
We're passing pickles.
There's a lot of pickle action.
Jim's a pickle snob over here. He wouldn't eat the pickle that Anna Ritta spit on.
It was
like
an ABP pickle, already been
pickled.
I'm sorry, I do not understand the pickle standard.
I'm good with it.
I understand it now. But can we squeeze in some social real quick before we go? We're following the developing situation out in Texas. These are the county roads the National Weather Service office was talking about. Turn around, don't drown. This Twitter follower did, and good for you, man, because look at how much water has collected on that roadway. The next picture, we do have delays out of Dallas of at least 45 minutes because of this weather. And then an unconfirmed water spout in the southernmost point of our country, beautiful Key West. Keep sending us those pictures. # severe weather at AMHQ. You may see them on air.
I've been the same shade of red for many years. I think it's time to change it up. Goodbye, red. Hello, golden blonde. Shifting to a new shade is sort of a new beginning, but I knew that it was going to be natural because it's nice and easy.
Clairol's #1 for natural looking color.
I don't know if blonde has more fun, but I plan to find out.
Now you can earn free color with Clairol Platinum Rewards.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy, high 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
TruGreen presents the Yardleys.
Drives down the lane. Beautiful.
Oh, come on.
Big man underneath.
Come on, it was in the pink there.
It up off the glass and it's in for two.
This is more than a lawn. This is a TruGreen lawn. Live life outside with TruGreen, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your TruGreen lawn plan today. TruGreen, live life outside.
Do you regularly wear underwear? Do you wear underwear?
Yeah.
Deb?
Yes.
Yes.
I never wear underwear.
Never? Was that too much information?
Yes.
Now, do you think you can get too much information from your car?
No.
There's an email from my car. There are hundreds of diagnostics that the vehicle gathers and sends to me. Does anybody want to meet the sender of this email? This is the 2015 Chevy Malibu.
I love it.
I am never getting married.
We're never having kids.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Good job. Still running in the morning?
Yeah.
Getting your vegetables every day?
When I can.
Could have had a V8, original, or one of our new veggie blends. All 60 calories or less.
Want a seat in every stadium in the league? MLB Extra Innings and Xfinity from Comcast put you in the front row for your favorite team wherever you live. With up to 80 out-of-market games a week, you can watch the games you want to watch all season long. Plus, with the X1 Sports app, you can get live scores in real time and easily switch between close games. Order MLB Extra Innings right now for just 4 easy payments of $49.75 each. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Comcast.com/sports today.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-855-305-2053 now.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures, and every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
On AMHQ right now, we know there's a severe weather threat, a big one right now, and there are specific ingredients that help severe weather form. There's shear, there's lift, instability, and moisture. And meteorologist Mike Bettis has been doing a fantastic job explaining each one of those ingredients. And let's go back to Mike right now as he goes in depth. Mike.
All right, good morning to you, Chris. The last one we're going to talk about this hour is moisture. And it's one of those things that you have to have. You have to have moisture in the atmosphere to even form a cloud. So exactly how does moisture work? Here's a definition. One thing you often look for when forecasting severe weather is moisture. But what is it, where is it, and what do you do with it? Well, moisture is simply how much water there is in the air around us. Where is it? Usually a big body of water, say like the Gulf of Mexico. But what do you do with moisture? Well, you transport it, which means southerly winds move that moisture onto land. And if those southerly winds are strong enough, you can transport that moisture all the way to Canada. Now, the more moisture in the atmosphere, the greater the rate of condensation, which means more clouds that form, and even thunderstorms. And it's those thunderstorms that can sometimes produce tornadoes. All right, so let's talk specifically about today's moisture. We have a favorable wind direction. It's out of the southeast. But let's bring in Jim Cantore this morning to talk about, do we have enough, are we advecting enough of that, Jim, into a place like Kansas? Will we see enough moisture today? We know we've got the right direction, but it seems like it might be a little bit too far from the Gulf of Mexico and not getting enough of that transported northbound to really get the moisture we need today in Kansas. What do you think?
I mean, we're definitely going to have the surface moisture, Mike, but it is going to be deep enough. All right, we're going to get it deep enough in that area. And let's talk about that for Kansas. It's really complicated today out there. This isn't one of those clear days where we can just go down the checklist and say we got this over the same area because, you know, first of all, there's two jet streams. There's the southern branch of the jet stream, and then there's the subtropical jet stream. And each one of those is going to have a disturbance with it. But they can either help or hurt the other situation, depending on where those disturbances are along the particular jet streams. So we got that going on. Mike was talking about the moisture. You can see how it kind of sneaks up here into parts of Kansas. What he has, and he mentioned, because he's going to be along the warm front and the dry line's going to come bulging in this afternoon, is he has that southeast wind. All right, and that's definitely a key to help with one of the other things he was talking about in terms of shear. There's a tremendous amount of cloud canopy today over Texas and Oklahoma. Some of that is thinning out between the two disturbances. There's one here, there's the other one. And you can really see those actually on the water vapor. Here's the southern branch system right in through here. Here's the subtropical jet system right here. Both of those continue to move along. This one helping to create a thunderstorm complex, which is going to move just to the north of Houston this morning. But you can see the tremendous amount of high cloud debris associated with that. So here, the most prominent disturbance is certainly this one, which is coming in through this southern branch. You can see where it's going to be by about midnight tonight. But it's going to play a role in what we deal with tomorrow because it's just going to roll over through Missouri, Arkansas, and on to Kentucky and Tennessee. So as cold as it was this morning, don't be fooled because the atmosphere is going to recover. But like Mike is dealing with in Kansas this morning, there may be a moisture issue in some of those areas as well. How deep is that moisture going to be? Either way, today, a large area of thunderstorms. Within this large area, there is going to be more favorable areas for tornadoes, more favorable areas for large hail, and more favorable areas for wind as well. Again, with our southern system this morning moving along, a lot of action in and around Dallas almost all day long. We will watch the dry line come east later on this afternoon. Storms will fire along that and the warm front as well, and you can see where they are going to be along I-70. So, just given this model, I would definitely avoid the area if I could. Look at the storms here pushing east toward Little Rock and Shreveport. Even a chance for some damaging wind. That would be more your threat versus the tornado threat that's across the I-35 corridor. Here's the severe threat going on in time. We're during the overnight hours now. Storms potentially east of Wichita, also up through Kansas City. Some of these will probably be sub-severe. And whatever's left over across Texas and Arkansas moves its way into Mississippi and Alabama tomorrow morning. This moves on through, and then we set the stage for that upper air disturbance and the action tomorrow afternoon, which the models don't have a lot of right now. But one of the things I think is interesting is, at least before we advance this, was there's a little bit of a wedge that's hanging around across northern Georgia and the western Carolinas. There it is right there. That may help us, at least initially, hold down the severe, but we'll see how things fire right in this corridor, right in through here. There'll be another dry line driving east. Be careful out there. Today and tomorrow, big potential for tornadoes and spots. Guys, back. All right, we'll be back 10 o'clock. Reynolds Wolf, Paul Goodloe on deck.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy, high 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And thanks so much for joining us. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf.
And I'm meteorologist Paul Goodlow. We are staring down what could be the most significant severe weather threat so far this year.
Absolutely. In fact, we got torcons that are up to 6. We've seen some of the adjustments. There might be a bit more. Some of the highest values that we've seen all year. Better than a 50% chance of a tornado in some areas. As we break down the timing, we're going to show you exactly what you can expect in many locations around the country. Take a look. You got Wichita, then there's Tulsa, then there's Dallas. All places of great concern for us over the next 24 hours.
You definitely want to know what you're looking for as well. We're going to break down what you can look for on radar to see if you have a severe, possibly even a tornadic threat heading your way. Well, we're going to show you what you should see on your radar at home or even on your mobile device.
Absolutely. We're going to take you city by city to show you the biggest threat. The timing, again, that is really in all the details. Dallas right here. This is not far from Dealey Plaza. You've got 66 degrees. I'll tell you, Paul, if you're just looking at this and you're trying to judge your forecast by one image alone, does not look that bad there. I mean, partly cloudy skies, 66. Looks like a relatively pleasant spring day for you.
Yeah, but things will definitely change. In fact, we have a torcon there of Dallas. Actually, believe it or not, continues to get up towards a 6. Again, our torcon, our tornado conditions index, we're talking about a 6 in Dallas. The timing here in Dallas will be really later on this afternoon into this evening and possibly even after the sun goes down, Reynolds, the threat remains.
Well, you're absolutely right. You know, we've got a lot of the elements that you need there. We've got the high humidity, we've got the upper left, we've got a lot of the dynamics. The impacts you see right in the video wall. Peak timing between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Paul, it's a very buoyant atmosphere. High humidity, the daytime heating is going to be a kicker that can help drive some of the isolated tornadoes. Hail and damaging winds, can't rule out that feature also.
And again, the key is peak timing is 2 to 8, which means we're going to have the timing before, also after that as well. So don't just think you have a 6-hour window that you're in danger. We have the potential of perhaps a long-lived threat this evening, and that will continue overnight as we push eastward.
Yeah, you're right about that. And you know, I'm thinking that it's time for one of our severe weather experts. And luckily, we've got Dr. Greg Postel with us. Dr. Greg, take it away and let us know what we can expect as we make our way through the next several days.
Reynolds and Paul, big storms today and tomorrow with the possibility of tornadoes. Let's have a look at the satellite radar combo right now in the southern plains. Good news is we don't have any severe warnings with this cluster of thunderstorms or with these clusters. Just sort of a rainy time of it in southeast Texas here, also in parts of central Texas. So kind of a disorganized group of thunderstorms or groups of thunderstorms moving through the southern plains. And it's relatively cloudy as well, and that's keeping the instability down in the morning hours anyway, and I think that's going to be the case for the next few hours. Perhaps the biggest storms of all are out in West Texas here between about Midland and Abilene. We got a lot of lightning out there. But this is just the beginning of a very active day. We're going to see the eruption of more thunderstorm activity across the entire region in a very complex scenario that I'll sort of dissect for you in just a moment. But look at the size of the area that's included in our severe weather risk today. That area shaded in red all the way from Kansas down to the Gulf Coast, including Kansas City, Dallas, Oklahoma City, Houston, and every lovely little town in between. Look at the satellite picture. I mean, it's a mess, right? We've got a ton of clouds. And at first glance, you might think, okay, well, that's going to help reduce the instability later on this afternoon, perhaps keeping the sun out of the picture. I think it's going to clear out enough later, even in Texas, to bring some big-time unstable conditions out that way. And with the help of some lead disturbances in the jet stream, I kind of like highlighted these guys in purple. There's some upper level energy that's going to be working its way across Texas in an air mass that's going to get really unstable. That's going to be the trigger for the storms in Texas later on today. Primary upper low here is going to move over into Kansas. That's going to be the trigger for the Kansas storms later on today. So it's kind of like two batches, really. We've got that surface low with the upper level forcing up in here in Kansas, and those upper level disturbances moving out over East Texas, where it's going to be very moist and very unstable. Capes, I think, in excess of 3,000 joules per kilogram. That's just fancy talk for a lot of instability. Let's time it out now across parts of Texas, and you can see as we go through the afternoon hours, you've got these linear features of storms moving through all the way from Dallas through San Antonio, getting through, for example, Dallas by about 6 o'clock, and then moving eastward, guys, There could be tornadic storms in some of these, and watch out for a line of storms moving through northern Louisiana and southern Arkansas tonight, which could get all the way to the southeast by tomorrow morning. I'll have more on that coming up at 6:30. Guys, back to you.
All right, Dr. Greg G. Money, thanks so much. I wish I could say the threat was going to stop there, but it's not. Looks like it could spill on over into Nashville, where we already have a Torcon of 6. Paul Goodwill is going to be traveling to Nashville later on. The reason being is because, again, that severe weather threat. Let's drive on over and show you what to expect, not just for Nashville, but also Bowling Green and Birmingham, all places where you have a 50% chance or better of having tornadic activity within 50 miles of Bowling Green. The time frame is as follows: from noontime till 6 p.m. For Birmingham, a little bit later through 8 p.m. Same deal in Nashville. So the Music City possibly dealing with the strong storms and the potential of tornadoes. Now, the area that we're covering is mind-boggling. Take a look at that. From the Gulf Coast through parts of Florida, clear up into the Ohio Valley, for heaven's sakes, and even back into parts of the Midwest, across the Mississippi. We see this area of low pressure growing some legs. It's going to march its way towards the east, and it's going to bring that threat of not only the tornadic activity, but possibly downbursts. You could have some heavy rainfall at times, large hail. Can't rule out any of that stuff. You get the strong core of upper level winds, which will certainly be a big component of the severe weather story. The upper level low is going to eject its way to the east, and that result is going to be this: your Torcons of 6 out of 10 for spots like Kentucky, eastern and central Tennessee. You've got a 6 out of 10. We make our way along parts of 65 south into Birmingham, from Red Mountain to Vulcan, even into Tarrant City. In North Mississippi, a 5 out of 10 on the Torcon. All spots you really have to be on guard. In Atlanta for tomorrow, the Torcon for now is 4. Remember, these numbers, they could fluctuate. Might go up a bit, but for now it's holding steady at 4. Paul, we got storms through the afternoon, hail, damaging winds likely, and then isolated tornadoes. Paul?
Let's talk about what you should do if you are under a tornado warning, if you think you might be in danger. Places to go to in your house. The safest place for you is actually in the basement. But a lot of homes don't have basements, so if you don't have one, what should you do? The next safest place would be perhaps an interior small room of your house, perhaps a bathroom or a closet. But the key is you want to separate yourself from the exterior walls and windows of the house, which gives you more protection. So again, that in the middle of the house is far more safer than some of these bigger rooms, which are much easier to collapse in if something would happen to your house. And again, another place is perhaps under a stairwell as well. That's a stronger place to be. Meanwhile, again, you want to go in your safe place, but you also want to perhaps put a helmet on your head, crouch down low, not to forget the shoes as well. Absolutely. A lot of people don't have shoes on when they're in their own home, but if you're under a warning, if something does happen, you might have to step over some nails or glass, having shoes on, another way to protect you and your family.
Everything makes a bit of a difference. Any advantage you can have to keep you and your family safe will definitely be a good thing. All right, folks, we have more on the severe weather outbreak coming up.
This little guy's about to make his first deposit.
We'd like to open up a savings account for him.
Yes.
Great. Thanks to Mom and Dad and their safe driving bonus check from Allstate.
Oh, look at this. Safe driving bonus. Are you a safe driver?
Lucky little fella.
Only Allstate gives you 2 safe driving bonus checks a year for driving safe. See how much more an Allstate agent can do for you. Call 877-644-3100.
Like in most families, Dad's always the last to know.
Oh.
That's why accident forgiveness was the first thing he asked for when he switched to Allstate.
Michael James?
Middle name. Not good.
Get accident forgiveness from Allstate and keep your rates from going up just because of an accident. Find out how a local Allstate agent can help better protect your family. Call one right now. Plus, drivers who switched saved an average of $498 a year.
Just a few more ways the good hands are doing more than ever before.
See what the personal service of an Allstate agent can do for you. Call 877-644-3100.
Incredible. I've been Claritin Clear for 10 days.
When your allergy symptoms start, doctors recommend taking 1 Claritin every day of your allergy season for continuous relief.
With powerful 24-hour non-drowsy Claritin, live Claritin Clear. Every day.
Fact. Advil is not only strong, it's gentle on your body too. No wonder doctors and patients have trusted Advil for their tough pains for over 30 years. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? We just gave them their own TV show.
Come on, Wind.
I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, Sundays at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy, high 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We'll be back Monday morning with a complete wrap-up following the severe weather. A look ahead at more storms as they threaten the south once again. We'll see you Monday morning, 5 a.m. Wake Up with Al and AMHQ.
I recommend Nature Made vitamins because I trust their quality. They were the first to have a vitamin verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended letter vitamin brand.
The open road. It takes on many forms, from the scenic highways to the rugged trails, from the sand-covered to the well-traveled. They lead us to the beauty of nature and the beauty of simple pleasures. The open road is alive and well and waiting to take us to Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
This allergy season, will you be a sound sleeper or a mouth breather? We'll put on a Breathe Right strip and instantly open your nose up to 38% more than allergy medicines alone, so you can breathe and sleep. Shut your mouth and sleep right. Breathe Right.
Right now, save on a wardrobe remix at Men's Warehouse. Select suits are on sale for $179.99. Select jeans, 2 for $100. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more. Only at Men's Warehouse.
Still watching severe weather already breaking out across areas of Texas. It's not tornadoes, but it's heavy rain and flooding. We've seen a ton of rain in central Texas, even around the San Antonio area. And now the heavy rain continues to push on towards east central Texas.
That's right. You know, leaving your old romping grounds of Austin, Paul, and now moving over towards College Station, counties of Lee, cities of Giddings, in effect until 9:45 local time. You've got the issues with flash flooding. Paul, places that are poor drainage, low-lying areas seem to be most susceptible.
And also, as we head throughout the day, then we can start seeing more thunderstorms and potentially hail producing damaging wind, even tornadoes stretching all up and down the I-35 corridor from the plains and then pushing eastward along parts of the Gulf Coast states. And in fact, some of our Torcons rentals are pretty high, a 6 here for central and eastern Kansas.
Yeah, it's a frightening prospect, and we may see some of these numbers boost up a bit. Eastern Oklahoma, for now, it is 5 out of 10. You get down towards central Texas, northeast Texas, also 6 out of 10. Not a good sign at all.
It could be a very, very dangerous afternoon. In fact, let's talk about what's going on here across the plains. And Chance Hayes is the meteorologist with the National Weather Service office in Wichita, Kansas. He joined us via Skype. Thanks for joining us today. I know you guys are busy. And again, everything is pointing to yet another potential severe outbreak this afternoon. How are you keeping area residents informed of this?
You know, we're going through many different routes to keep the folks here in Kansas informed. Yesterday, we had a nice little social media chat over Twitter where several folks were able to ask questions or just lurk in the background to see exactly what we were thinking and what to expect. And then today we're hosting conference calls with our emergency management, media, and also school part of the weather enterprise to keep them up to date for things that may be happening this evening outdoors.
Now, the Chance, in terms of what we're seeing set up in the atmosphere, what is your biggest concern? Are you more concerned with straight line winds, with large hail, tornadoes, or heavy rain? What's the big issue for you guys?
Well, for us right now, I think the biggest issue is going to be the large hail. These storms definitely are going to be able to rotate like you all have been talking about for the past few days. And we're expecting tennis ball size hail in many locations. But that potential for tornadoes also going to be there. What we're really watching, though, are the dew point temperatures or the amount of moisture in the air and trying to watch it migrate further north. If it stays down in Oklahoma, that will shift down there. but we are anticipating it to move up into Kansas.
And Jess, I know here at the Weather Channel, we always go around the clock when we have this severe weather threat. Are you guys adjusting your staffing when you have a threat as large as this on the horizon, and potentially to go all evening long?
Oh, no question. In fact, staffing has been, excuse me, part of our repertoire for many years. And what we do is we stagger our staffing to try and get the bulk of our staff here when we're anticipating the most severe weather.
Now, Chance, in terms of anticipating the most severe weather, this is the first step of what could be a very long and destructive weekend for millions of Americans. What day are you most concerned about as we go into the weekend?
Well, for us here in Kansas, it's definitely going to be today. And then as we move into the weekend, it's definitely going to shift to the east. We may see parts of eastern Kansas tomorrow, but I think primarily it'll move east of us, and to eastern Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and so on and so forth.
All right, that's Chance Hayes, meteorologist with the National Weather Service office out of Wichita, Kansas. Again, that's one of our target zones for severe weather, not only today, but tonight. And again, as this whole system starts to push on towards the east.
It's no brainer that we're going to see the, I'd just say, very active scenario on radar today. I mean, we're going to see it popping up. But the question is, do you know how a potential radar appears on a potential tornado actually appears on radar? For some people, it can be kind of tricky.
Yeah, we're going to talk about what we as meteorologists look for, what perhaps some hints you could have as you look towards the skies and look at your radar to see what is going on with the storm clouds. But we're also going to time out a couple of cities for you as well. Take a look at the timing here for Dallas. 66 degrees right now. Looks like a nice spring day, but it could be a very stormy and potentially deadly day later on today.
You are so right about that, Paul. For the very latest, America, you want to keep it right here on the Weather Channel. There you go.
You want me to pick just one? Yeah, right. I say if it looks tasty, order it. Because at Red Lobster's Create Your Own Seafood Trio, I can have it all. Choose 3 of 9 dishes for just $15.99. Like the creamy baked lobster Alfredo, and the sizzling brown butter shrimp scampi, and fresh soy ginger salmon topped with sweet pineapple salsa. I could go on, but there are 3 things on one plate waiting for me, and I'd rather just go, wouldn't you? But hurry, it can't last forever.
I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
What makes Lay's Kitchen different from the rest? We pride ourselves on bold, authentic flavors with the finest ingredients. The satisfying crunch and rich flavors of Lay's kettle-cooked chips. One taste and you're in love.
Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal you can trust, with stain and sealer in one, and easy to choose colors. Exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. Available at the Home Depot.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Who needs a witness when you set the world in motion? The full line of Ram ProMaster vans and the all-new Ram ProMaster City. Purpose-built to help you run the town. Ram.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. And then it was silent.
Tornado Alley premieres Monday at 9 on the Weather Channel. Brought to you by Champion Windows, Sunrooms, and Home Exteriors. Every home needs a champion.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
Maxwell's is now open in the Driftwood Plaza of Jupiter. Gold, silver, coins, diamonds, jewelry, paintings, and objects of art. If you don't want it or wear it, sell it to Maxwell's. We buy and sell diamonds of all sizes, clarity, and condition up to 10 carats in size and above. We have decades of experience buying and selling gold, coins, diamonds, and objects of art. Maxwell's, located in the Driftwood Plaza on US 1 in Jupiter, Florida.
We'll be back Monday morning with a complete wrap-up following the severe weather. A look ahead at more storms as they threaten the South once again. We'll see you Monday morning, 5 a.m. Wake Up with Al and AMHQ.
Current Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy. Low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy. High 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I'm Mike Benison in Wichita, Kansas. We're watching the weather very closely today for the possibility of a tornado outbreak. Central and eastern Kansas could be targets. We're going to be looking for everything to come together in the atmosphere today to produce severe weather. The wind shear in the atmosphere, the lift with a cold front and a low charging through the central plains, instability that increases through the day, and a moisture that comes in from the Gulf of Mexico to really fuel these storms in a typical tornado alley setup, springtime setup that keeps us primed for the remainder of the day. What that means is be safe today. Be aware of the weather. Check it frequently today and have a way to be alerted if a tornado warning is issued for your area, including maybe the Weather Channel app or the Red Cross app. Both of those apps will alert you when a tornado warning is issued for your specific area. If you live in something like a mobile home, consider alternative shelter today. Find a family member or a friend that can offer you some other shelter. And don't be on the road today, rush hour or after, because storms could really erupt today and get you caught out in that weather. So we'll watch it very closely here from Wichita, Kansas. Right now, back to the Weather Channel studios.
All right, thanks, Mike. We're still watching the radar now. The good news is, Reynolds, nothing popping up right now in terms of being warned on for tornadoes or severe, but there's still another danger out there.
Yeah, there truly is. One of the issues that we've had so far today is we have that flood warning that is in effect for parts of South Central Texas. You take a look at this, now you see the red where you have the severe storms, so there's more where that came from. But I'm thinking, Paul, later into the afternoon, things are going to erupt, and then tomorrow, a whole different scenario.
Yeah, Saturday, a lot of people out trying to do soccer games, tennis games, playing golf, and look at this huge area here that can still see severe weather from the morning through the night. So again, this is not a one and done type of deal. We're going to be concerned with this as we head throughout the day on Saturday. Again, from pre-dawn hours to post-sunset, we'll see lines of strong and severe thunderstorms, some producing tornadoes throughout the day on Saturday.
Absolutely. Well, folks, strap in for more scenes like this one that you're seeing today. At least 6 tornadoes were reported in Texas. This happened on Wednesday. This supercell spotted actually in Tulia, which is right near the Panhandle.
Now, check out the right side of your screen. You see that little kind of appendage? That's actually a little inflow there. It's called a beaver tail. And overall, we have more than 10 million people at risk for severe weather as we head throughout the day on Saturday, including Dallas and much of north central Texas.
You know, for many people, when you see video of a tornado, it's obvious. But when you try to see it on radar, Paul, it can be a little daunting, sometimes difficult to find.
Yeah, we have the classic hook, radar hook, the hook echo on the radar, where that's kind of the inflow little notch there. That's just done what's called base reflectivity. So the radar picks up what's falling from the sky and the intensity as well. So we can, that's the classic hook. But many times tornadoes are not just in the classic hook you can see on the reflectivity. So we have to look at other ways, like even because this kind of shows you how it can spin into a tornado, but it's not always that clear. Sometimes, Reynolds, we have to head to the velocity mode.
Absolutely. And on the velocity mode, we have two usually key colors that we see, usually red and green. It indicates winds moving in opposite directions to the radar site. Gives you an idea of wind changing with height. You've got wind moving away from the radar site as indicated by the reds, but green, Paul, just the opposite.
Yeah, and again, we have that close together, different directions. That sets up rotation. That's how you can see in the clouds that you could have a developing tornado. Sometimes it says Doppler radar indicated tornado, and you have that couplet, that strong opposing velocities. That can definitely show you a velocity, a rotation in there.
You know, it's amazing whenever you have these massive tornadoes. We have examples of where it is so obviously clear when those come together. But another factor we have is the correlation coefficient, where you have the red and the rain equals the rain and the hail. But the blue is something that's a little bit different.
Yeah, because typically the radar can kind of tell what's falling out there. And the red, generally uniform size particles there. But when you have something like the blue, that's okay, that doesn't measure up with rain or hail. That perhaps could be debris signature, or sometimes we've heard Dr. Forbes call it a debris ball. And that's, I don't know about you, but for me, it's something that gives me goosebumps, because I know perhaps this has hit something and maybe changed people's lives forever.
It is our hope that we're not going to have to talk about the day, but unfortunately the threat does exist. Our coverage of the severe weather outbreak is going to continue. Sit tight, folks.
Introducing the Citi Double Cash Card. It's a cashback win-win. With 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn on purchases, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
Doug, we have the results. But first, we have a very special guest. Come on out, Flo. You have anything to say to Flo?
Nah, just let the results do the talking.
Well, he could do that. We show our Progressive Direct rate and the rates of our competitors, even if Progressive isn't the lowest.
It looks like Progressive is not the lowest. When we return, we'll find out whether Doug is the father.
Wait, what?
Right now, somewhere in America, there's an animal being beaten and another being locked in a cage, alone and left to die. These scared, innocent animals don't realize there's any hope for a better life. At the ASPCA, we're committed to searching every dark corner to find them and to help heal the deep physical and emotional wounds that have been inflicted on them. But we can't reach these animals without your support. So please visit our website or call now and join. Sign up for just $18 a month. It's only 60 cents a day, and you'll help rescue animals who are suffering and provide medical care, food, shelter, and love. The situation is urgent, and so we're asking you to join in the next 10 minutes. If you do, we'll send you the photo of an animal from our shelter and an ASPCA t-shirt. If you've wondered if your support will make a difference, I can tell you it will. And if you've ever thought about helping, this is the time. It's a painful and horrifying life for these animals. But for just 60 cents a day, you can change everything. It could be the most important thing you do today. Go online or call right now.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? We just gave them their own TV show.
Come on, Wind. I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, Sundays at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy, high 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We'll be back Monday morning with a complete wrap-up following the severe weather. A look ahead at more storms as they threaten the south once again. We'll see you Monday morning, 5 a.m. Wake Up with Al and AMHQ.
From the Jerry Dome all the way down to the Trade Mart and every spot in between, Dallas, Texas, you've got 67 degrees, high humidity, and the chance of some severe storms as we cruise our way into the afternoon, Paul.
Definitely kind of soupy out there right now, but stormy later on today. Make sure you know where the kids are after school. That could be a good time of seeing the first storms rolling on through areas of North Texas, the Fort Worth, Dallas area.
Listen to him, folks. He knows what he's talking about. This is Paul Goodall. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf, and folks, we're going to give you an idea of what to expect, not just for today, Paul, but as we make our way through the weekend.
Yeah, our severe weather expert developed something called a TORCON, or Tornado Conditions Index, and it tells you your risk on a scale of 1 to 10 of if you could see a tornado within 50 miles of your location. You can see here, Reynolds, we got 5s and 6s.
Absolutely. Wichita, you see Tulsa, Oklahoma, Dallas certainly in play. What's interesting with both of these, you look at the time frame towards the bottom. For Wichita, the time of concern is mostly from 4 p.m. through 8 p.m. From Tulsa, 11 a.m. through 7 p.m. Then by Dallas, looks like it's going to be a early afternoon, but extends all the way through 8 p.m. this evening. Guys, got to be ready. To give you up to speed, let's send it over to the expert, I guess, sync is what we're calling it for today. There you go.
Reynolds, I'm here with Dr. Greg Postel. And we're talking about this threat because things seem pretty quiet right now. There's definitely an overnight flood threat in San Antonio, but flooding definitely a concern. But later on today, we'll really see this radar pop up and possibly more tornadoes.
Yeah, exactly right. In quiet sense, we don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings out there right now. And look at the map across parts of Texas and Oklahoma. Really, as you said, it's relatively quiet, but there are some places that have had a lot of rain right here in eastern Texas, and there are some flash flood warnings out for there. I'll get to those later on. But look at all this out here too, Paul. I see a lot of rugged nature to the clouds right out in here. There's some pretty strong upper level forcing that's helping to keep those thunderstorms going and initiate new ones across parts of the western half of Texas, all the way from Midland to Abilene. We're going to see more development in that area later on today.
And even though we have some clouds out there right now, this is not your typical, oh, the sun comes out, boom, then we have the storms. Right. We have enough upper level support to really get these things going, even on a cloudy day.
And over a broad area, that's exactly right. From Texas all the way up through Oklahoma and parts of Kansas. This is a pretty broad area that we expect severe weather is a risk today with all modes in play. Hail, high winds, and even some tornadoes. Let's look at the satellite pictures because it is a messy, as you say, complicated picture. A lot of cloud cover out here across Texas, but hiding in there, Paul, I'm telling you, there's some upper level disturbances. A couple of them, really thin filaments, wispy little things. Those are going to be moving across Texas, and actually one of them's out here in West Texas right now, helping to keep those thunderstorms alive, but they'll be moving eastward across the state later on this afternoon and reintroduce more storms. Plus, upper low, Paul, and that's going over up into parts of Kansas. That up there is going to produce some severe weather. So this is where we have the highest energy in those two places. This is sort of the buoyant energy for thunderstorms in Texas and in Kansas. And on top of that, we've got a lot of wind shear in the atmosphere that helps keep the storm going and also allows them to more effectively rotate than they would without it. So we got some of the ingredients where they overlap, in particular here and here, where severe weather we think is likely.
Yeah, so the yellow, that's where the chance for thunderstorms are. The purple is where you have the wind shear. When they meet, that's when you can have tornadoes form and damaging winds.
And let's time it out across parts of Texas. You can see that we've got those storms going, lining up kind of from northeast to southwest across the state later on this afternoon.
4 o'clock blowing through Dallas.
Right, and watch out San Antonio. This air mass out here is really unstable, or will get that way even more so later on this afternoon. So those could be very big storms in southeast Texas.
But also, you're talking about after dark here in San Antonio, Bexar County, areas that got pummeled this morning and still have ongoing flood concerns. More heavy rain tonight after dark.
Heavy rain is going to be a big concern as well. Those are going to be big storms with a lot of juice. The dew points are in the 70s down there already. That is going to add to their ability to produce a lot of precipitation. And of course, look across northern Kansas. We got some big storms rolling across the central part of the state later on today.
Yeah, we'll time that out coming up. Yeah. Thanks, Craig. Reynolds?
All right, guys. Well, we're going to see that threat continue for tomorrow for a lot of places, from McFarland Boulevard in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, to Shades Valley, to Mountain Brook, as far south as Journey's Inn Farm in Jemison, Alabama. A chance of thunderstorms from noontime through 6 p.m. You can't rule out a chance of tornadic activity also. But it's not just an Alabama story. We see that threat continue for Bowling Green, also to Nashville, but all of them, including Birmingham, you're going to have at least a 6 or better chance when it comes to your Torcon. Time frames, notice right at the bottom. You'll see for Bowling Green, it's going to be between noon and 6 p.m. For Alabama, certainly into Birmingham, from 2 p.m. through 8 p.m. and then into Nashville, basically the same time frame from 2 p.m. through 8 p.m. You've got a chance of those strong storms. So for Nashville, storms by the afternoon, then the isolated tornadoes are going to be a real threat. Hail, damaging winds likely. Tornado condition index now for a 6. And for Atlanta, looks like that's another spot that certainly is not going to get a respite from the severe storms. You've got storms through the afternoon, and notice hail, damaging winds likely, and isolated tornadoes. You can't rule out that potential too. Well, Paul, I'll tell you, a lot of people, as you take a look at this forecast, shows what you can anticipate. Notice we're seeing those scattered showers from Jackson, Mississippi too. The time frame there from 11 p.m. all the way through 2 a.m. All right, so question is, we use this verbiage. We say Torcon. A lot of people curious about it.
Yet again, something developed by our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, and this is what it does. It's basically you multiply whatever StormCon number we give you by 10 to get the percentage of seeing a tornado within a 50-mile radius of either said region or said city. And again, we're showing you a lot of cities as well as regions, so that gives you that chance. You know, you go to Vegas, your best odds are what? Roulette. Odds are even. That's just under 50%.
Absolutely.
It means a 60% of chance of seeing a tornado within 50 miles of that area.
Yeah, folks, when you have something like that's that high, you definitely have to listen up. And here's some advice that can keep you and your family safe, and of course your neighbors during a tornado warning. First and foremost, Paul, if you are in a home with a basement, what do you need to do?
You want to definitely avoid the windows and get in the basement. Perhaps you have a workbench or something, some sturdy protection for you. Get a bike helmet on, a mattress, perhaps a sleeping bag, and make sure you have your shoes on as well. And not a bad idea to bring a cell phone down there with you as well.
That is a great idea. That's a wonderful idea. Communication means so much. And, you know, if you're in a house without a basement, say a dorm or apartment, you want to avoid those windows. Go to the lowest floor. Small center room like a bathroom closet always works, Paul.
And usually, if you're in a dorm, usually they have drills where you can ask your RA to say, where is our safe place as well. And you definitely want to, at all costs, avoid the windows and exterior walls of whatever building or house you're in. If you're in a mobile home, the best thing to do is to get out of that into a sturdy shelter. And lightning is also a very dangerous part of severe weather. This week, we have seen lightning storms like this one from earlier this week in Woodbridge, Virginia. And the storm here, just fingers of lightning just lighting up the entire sky.
You know, you see that and you wonder maybe how far away could that possibly be? We're coming up. What we're going to do is we're going to tell you exactly what happens with that. But actually, you know what? I think we're going to do this right now. Why not? No better time than the present. Okay, so how far away is the lightning? Let's say you're at home, you look out the window, Paul, and boom, you've got a cloud to ground strike.
What you want to do is start counting. Once you see that flash of lightning, you know, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. Sound travels about 1,100 feet per second, and if you don't know the math, 5280 is actually the distance of how many feet in a mile.
You know, if you can't see it, use these things. Yeah, the ears certainly can help too. You can determine the distance by counting the seconds between seeing the flash or hearing the thunder. And of course, as it gets less duration, that means it's a little bit closer. Let's see. Oh, doing the counting for us. 3, 4, 5. You hear the thunder.
5 seconds. So basically, that's about a mile away. And by the way, the stats show that lightning can strike 10 miles from the parent cloud. Some say even longer than that. So, you know, if you don't see more or don't hear more than perhaps a what would that be? I guess that'd be close to a minute.
Yeah,
between flash and boom, then you definitely want to stay inside and wait until at least a half hour to the last rumble of thunder you hear.
Wise words, guy. Coming up, we're going to talk about the ingredients needed for storms like this and also tornadoes. The storm chasers are going to be on the road, possibly bringing us images like the one you're seeing right there this afternoon. We'll talk about that coming up.
Hey, Nashville, we have a big marathon tomorrow morning, and we also have a threat for severe weather. Storms popping up by the afternoon, maybe some rain showers for the morning run.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy, high 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Why do we do it? Why do we spend every waking moment thinking about people? Why are we so committed to keeping you connected? Why combine performance with a conscience? Why innovate for a future without accidents? Why do any of it? Why do all of it? Because if it matters to you, it's everything to us. The XC60 crossover from Volvo. Lease the well-equipped Volvo XC60 today. Visit your local Volvo showroom for details.
I recommend Nature Made fish oil because I trust their quality. They were the first to have a product verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended fish oil brand.
Introducing New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control 1 substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Hey neighbor, this weekend only at your neighborhood Ace, buy 1 bag of Scott's Weed and Feed and get Scott's Lawn Food for free. That's a $15.99 value, because getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Constipated? Dulcolax tablets can cause cramps, but not Phillips. It has magnesium and works more naturally than stimulant laxatives for gentle cramp-free relief of occasional constipation.
That works.
Live the regular life. Phillips.
We make meeting times, lunch times, and conference times. But what we'd rather be making are tea times. Tea times are the official start of what we love to do. The time for shots we'd rather forget, and the ones we'll talk about forever. In Michigan, long days, relaxing weather, and more than 800 pristine courses make for the perfect tea time. Because being able to play all day is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
True Green presents the Yardleys.
Sorry.
This is more than a lawn. This is a True Green lawn. Live life outside with True Green, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green, live life outside.
Introducing the new Can-Am Spyder F3. With a cruising riding position and the most advanced vehicle stability system in the industry, you'll ride with a feeling of complete freedom and confidence. Visit your Can-Am Spyder dealer and test drive one today. The new Spyder F3. Riding has evolved. I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed. You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
Come over here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Brenda, and this is day 1 of my Hydroxycut transformation.
We're gonna live free.
I lost 37 pounds. Look at the new me.
Hydroxycut is America's #1 selling weight loss supplement brand. Lose weight your way. Mix and match gummies, tablets, and drink mix.
Hydroxycut has completely changed my life. I can finally fit into the clothes that I love.
Hydroxycut lets you lose weight your way. And look for new Hydroxycut appetite control to help curb hunger for hours.
You know, Paul, we have a very special guest that's going to join us now to talk about some of the issues today in terms of our severe weather.
Yeah, we're talking to Greg Carbon, the warning coordination meteorologist for the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. These are the people who put out the watches. If you're a thunderstorm watch, tornado watch as well. And Greg, first of all, I know you're extremely busy and will be even busier throughout the day. Thanks for joining us this morning. And what is all coming together in terms of this huge risk area and this multi-day risk that we've been tracking for the last couple of days and for the next couple of days?
Good morning, guys. Well, yeah, I mean, we've turned the switch here, and it's going to be an active weekend, I think, across some parts of the country. We're starting in Texas this morning already, widespread thunderstorms, nothing quite severe yet, and a complicated scenario for the afternoon down there. There will be severe weather. It's going to evolve late in the afternoon and continue into the evening, probably centered over North Texas and then on into the Arklatex region overnight. And then, as you said, tomorrow, another day, another system. Actually, let's go back to today real quick. There's another smaller area, but certainly potential severe across parts of Kansas. So you've got this area in Texas and another area up in Kansas. Tomorrow, it seems to consolidate somewhat in the lower Ohio Valley, parts of Kentucky, Illinois. That system could bring severe weather in a concentrated area for Saturday. And then we recharge in the southern plains on Sunday. Still some questions exactly where, but certainly looks like Texas and Oklahoma by late in the weekend, another shot for severe weather.
Greg, very quickly, you are forecasters, but at the end of the day, you're about saving lives and informing people. If we've got viewers that are tuning in that happen to be in these areas that will be dealing with the severe weather, what advice would you give them in terms of preparation in the coming days?
Well, hopefully most people in the southern plains and the southeast United States have a plan with respect to severe weather. They know that this time of year things can get kind of nasty. Stay tuned. I mean, that's really the main advice, is just stay tuned on the current situation. Know what's going on around you. Know where you are in relationship to the weather. Once things turn really dangerous, you're going to get information about where the most dangerous weather is, and you need to know what your location is in relation to locations around you. So it's good to know your geography, and it's good to have a plan.
And Greg, let's talk about what you guys issue, which are the watches out there. A lot of people still confused. What does a watch mean versus a warning? And what message do you want to get people out to know about what it means when they have a watch in their area?
What I usually say about a watch is it means what it says it means. Keep a watch out. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to take immediate action. It means that you need to be aware that conditions are favorable for severe weather, possibly tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds. Keep a watch out. The warning is an imminent threat of danger, and it's a much smaller location that's at risk. It's not as large as a watch, and it will be accompanied by wording that certainly should convey immediate action on your part to stay safe.
You know, Greg, you guys cover the entire country. I mean, from the Atlantic to the Pacific, north, south. If there was one place that is of great concern to you over all the landscape, what would that one pinpointed spot be that really concerns you?
As far as vulnerability, or as far as the risk?
I would say the risk of tornadic activity, just the roughest stuff.
Well, you know, I mean, we've seen widespread dangerous tornadoes everywhere from Florida to the Dakotas. So there really isn't, you know, one particular location that has the most potential, although if you had to look at climatology over the long term, it's probably a corridor from Texas, Louisiana, Alabama area up into Kansas and Nebraska. And certainly we have a lot of major metropolitan areas in there, Omaha, Nebraska, we've got Kansas City, Oklahoma City. Those cities are certainly at risk at some point in time of seeing significant severe weather in the form of a tornado or significant hail. And we need to keep an eye out for that every day during the spring.
Great information. Thanks a lot. That's Greg Carbon, coordinating meteorologist from the Storm Prediction Center there in Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah, one of the best there is. All right, folks, coming up, we're going to give you the latest timing and impacts for today's severe weather outbreak, including the threat through the weekend.
Tulsa, your Torcon a 5 for storms later on today.
It's gonna tempt your tummy with a taste of nuts and honey. It's honey of an old. It's Honey Nut Cheerios.
Your brain can send information to the rest of your body at 268 miles an hour. 3 times the speed of a fastball.
Take care of your brain with Centrum Silver Men. Multivitamins with 20% more vitamin D.
My heart
Beats 100,000 times a day, sending oxygen to my muscles. So I can lift even the most demanding weights.
Take care of your heart with Centrum Silver Men. Multivitamins for the most important parts of you.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy, high 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Oh, man. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Harry.
You got to do it like this. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, George. Hey, Jim. State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you buy 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires instantly. Plus, get 6 months special financing on purchases of $199 or more with your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
良質熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
There was a time when the sea gave way to the sky, raising an amazing destination like no other. Atlantis. Book now and receive a $250 airfare credit, plus a free shallow water dolphin interaction. Hurry, offer ends soon. Visit AtlantisBahamas.com.
No one plans for a broken pipe or overflowing toilet to cause a flood in their home. But when the unexpected happens, don't panic. ServiceMaster Restore will respond to you anytime, day or night. No matter the cause of your emergency, we offer complete services to homes and businesses that help put things back together with ease. And with a nationwide network of local specialists, we can help with issues from water, fire, mold, natural catastrophes, and more. ServiceMaster Restore, the complete customer experience. Call or visit us online to learn more.
You totaled your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain. It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back. I guess they don't want you driving around on 3 wheels. Smart.
New car replacement is just one of the features that comes standard with the base Liberty Mutual policy. And for drivers with accident forgiveness, rates won't go up due to your first accident. Learn more by calling 1-888-380-5644. Switch to Liberty Mutual and you could save up to $423. For a free quote today, call Liberty Mutual Insurance at 1-888-380-5644. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Sundays. One man's trash did the work. Is another man's totally awesome beer can space heater. Hi.
Brainstormers. Sundays at 9. Only on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. We are still tracking another round of severe weather, a multi-day severe weather threat we are tracking. So, of course, we've got to bring in a specialist.
Absolutely. Dr. Postell, looks like a very, very busy 48 hours.
Yes, it is. And today we've got a pretty broad area that we expect severe weather across the central part of the United States, all the way from the Texas Gulf Coast through Kansas. Let's look at the map. This area can expect all modes of severe weather today, including hail, high winds, and even some tornadoes. But, Paul, you were mentioning also another good point. A lot of rain and lightning. Those are kind of lost hazards in all this, you know?
Yeah, especially because Central Texas had some flooding this morning, and the models are showing more storms coming in San Antonio, at areas of southern and south central Texas.
Right in there.
After tonight, after the sun sets, we could have another flood concerns like we had early this morning pre-dawn.
That's right, multiple rounds. And let's time it out and show you that this is what the modeling, and I think it's doing a pretty good job of it this morning, thinking where those eastern Texas storms are going to be by noon Central Time out here in Louisiana. So this is an area that is probably going to get a lot of rain. It's a very soupy air mass that's coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. Very high dew points in the 70s, kind of ingesting themselves into that cluster of showers and storms. But then we have to turn our attention out here farther to the west, because there's some upper level support for some pretty big storms, especially later on today as the atmosphere recovers from all the rain and clouds right now.
There we go, 4 o'clock. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We got a line of thunderstorms coming through there just when the time kids are getting off the bus from school. You're thinking about starting your weekend early, leaving work, and you got storms blasting through town.
Yeah, I got to ask you first, though.
Yeah.
We spoke with the forecaster earlier. I'm sorry, his name evades me. He was a fellow, I believe, in Little Rock that we were speaking to. What is the biggest threat that we're dealing with? Is it tornadic activities? Is the flooding that Paul was talking about? What's the thing?
I think there's a real chance for tornadoes across parts of southeast Texas and south central Texas, not far from San Antonio, for example. That would be my area for most concern for tornadoes. But we do have the heavy rain threat regardless of any of that, because the air mass is very moist and will be unstable and releasing a lot of the juice that's already there, and even getting farther east across parts of the mid-south, Arkansas, and places farther to the east. Now there's another area that we're going to have to focus our attention to. This is going to be associated with the core upper level circulation that's coming in from the Rockies. It's going to move over Kansas later on this afternoon. Now watch what happens there. You can almost see the curl right in the radar reflectivities. That's the upper level circulation that's going to be moving through. So I would say along I-70, maybe Salina, getting into parts of northeast Kansas. You got a shot for some big storms. I would say hail would be more likely than tornadoes, but still you got an upper level support that's going to be in place across that region. So severe weather, I think, a distinct possibility, if not probability.
My goodness, certainly busy times out there. Great. Well, today's atmosphere, as you already know, is ripe for a potential severe weather outbreak.
And meteorologist Mike Bettis explains how air direction and speed work together to form thunderstorms and even tornadoes.
There's a key component to the atmosphere we look at when forecasting severe weather, and it's known as wind shear. And there are two components to it, speed shear and directional shear. So let's first tackle directional shear. Let's say at the surface where you and I live, the winds are out of the south at 10 miles per hour. However, as you go tens of thousands of feet into the air, at maybe the jet stream level, those winds turn from the west. This is 90 degrees of directional shear, and it's this shear that causes the horizontal rotation of supercell thunderstorms. Now let's look at speed shear. Let's go back to our southerly winds. They're out of the south here at 10 miles per hour at the surface. However, go again up tens of thousands of feet to that jet stream level. Notice how the winds can go well in excess of 100 miles an hour. This speed shear causes a vertical rolling motion in the atmosphere. So it's that combination of speed shear and directional shear that is a favorable atmosphere for rotating supercell thunderstorms and potentially tornadoes.
All right, thanks, Mike. Let's talk more about shear and what we can see today across much of Texas and the southern plains. Again, the low-level shear continues to come in, or basically low-level winds are coming in off the Gulf of Mexico, bringing in all the moisture.
Absolutely. And then you get the fast winds that are coming up at a higher level. So you've got winds changing with height quite a bit. That certainly has a big effect on the speed and the directional shear that you're going to be dealing with. Look at the area that we're covering. I mean, it looks like someone just took Grimace from the McDonaldland gang and just put him right there. I mean, we're talking about a lot of area.
Milkshake. Doesn't Grimace like milkshake?
Oh, goodness.
But again, this is actually part of the ingredients to see severe weather and tornadoes. We'll talk more about this as our coverage continues here on the Weather Channel. And by the way, we'll be here all day and all night, on air and online.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy, high 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us today. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf.
And I'm meteorologist Paul Goodlow. We're now staring down what could be the most significant severe weather threat so far this year.
Absolutely. You know, the Torcons really tell the story. The Torcons basically a measurement of the tornado probability in given cities within 50 miles. And look at that, Paul. We've got Wichita